Hello, dear friends.
Hello there. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, busy day for us.
Very busy. It feels like we should be going to bed.
Yeah, it's 4:20, so it's getting very close to our bedtime.
That's a funny time.
It's true, though.
Yes, it is.
It is getting true. Please do subscribe to all three channels, guys. We have EEARTS, and again, we're going into more of the mysteries and the earth changes there. And we were just talking about 100,000 egg-laying hens that were lost in a massive fire that was in Basra, Connecticut. No coincidences in this world. Evolutionary, we were just talking about the final countdown appearing in the sky, and of course on Heart's Home, where we are heading towards 600 subscribers, and really appreciative of everybody that's been joining us there. It's definitely going to be all focused on the positive. How do we raise our vibrations? How do we raise our frequencies? I know of no better way than mantras, followed by meditation. And this is the traditional way. If we were to be in a kirtan, what we would do is we would all get together. And I've been in kirtans where there might be 2 or 3 guitars going at the same time. Somebody might be on a bass. There might be 8 people drumming and playing tambourines and things like that. And you might have 50 to 100 people singing these mantras. And it's a blast. And the love and the vibrations and the frequency that comes out is so incredibly impactful and tangible. You come away totally sky high. And we could do that in the privacy of our own home. And at some point in the future, we'll do that joining together.
Yes, at some point, indeed.
Absolutely. So our last one we were talking about was Ramadasa Sase Sohung. And that is a Kundalini yoga mantra that's all about stimulating the Kundalini flow. This one, especially if you guys, I'll give you the link. If you listen to this may very well bring tears to your eyes. It is one of the most beautiful renditions of a very, very powerful, beautiful mantra. And so we're going to go over the meaning of this one. And yes, when you're looking at the Vedic words and you look at a word that's got like 14 letters in it, it definitely can be a little challenging at first. And so we'll break it down. Cindy and I have done videos where we go through 108 repetitions of saying a mantra. I don't think they're the best quality, although our hearts were in a good place. We're going to try to make some of a better quality that you guys can follow along with in the future. I still have some equipment to get used to and to put together as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what we're doing here is we're going to help people understand what it is, and we're going to help people be able to say the words, because it is extremely intimidating, but the Sanskrit words are so very important. They really do create such a change in your world, in your environment. But when you go to say them and then you listen to the music, although it's very beautiful, it's really hard to hear the words. So we're both going to say it for you so you guys at least hear how we say it, in a more English way.
And it surprised me when I looked at the last video that we did. It's 1 of 10, because you always, get numbers on your videos. They'll say, well, this one's 9 of 10, it's not doing so well. This one's 5 of 10, it's right in the middle. This is 1 of 10. Maybe it's because it's really simple. Maybe it's because it's Ramadasa. It's just so simple. When you look at this, yeah, it could be a little challenging. But so we'll go through that. What I wanted to share with you is what this is all about. If you look down here, on the tip of my palm lives Lakshmi. She is the goddess of wealth and abundance. That doesn't necessarily mean material things, really. See, that's where some of the translation gets lost. In the middle lives Sarasvati. That's the goddess of knowledge, music, art, and science. And at the base of my hand lives Gauri, or Govinda, and you know, Gauri is the goddess of power. I see my palm in the morning. And so this is traditionally, and Gauri can also be interpreted as Parvati, and we're going to see right here. So this is traditionally done in the morning. And what it is, its intent is to put these beings to work in your life and allow them to work in your life. So what you're doing is you're saying to Parvati, you know, hey, give me your energy, give me your power, give me your strength. You're saying to Lakshmi, you know, bless me with the abundance that I need, with prosperity, good fortune, love. Absolutely. And you're saying over to Sarasvati, please bless me with your knowledge, with your wisdom, and the arts as well. So, you know, maybe if you are a writer or somebody that's creative, again, it's, you know, be my muse as well. And then Govinda. Govinda is a reference to Krishna as basically the one that tends to the cows, or again, there's a lot of these, there's 10 traditional incarnations of Vishnu that are recognized. And Krishna was the last one. And it's interesting too, because we were watching, gosh, I forget what we were watching. Was it, I think it was about Palenque. It was about a temple in Mesoamerica that was dated to 3112 BC. And it was fascinating because, you know, according to some, Krishna left our world around 3102 or so BC. And then the Kali Yuga started. And, you know, there's so many coincidences when it comes to the Golden Age and the Silver Age. It's more than a coincidence. Again, the dominant knowledge on the planet is that we find here in the Vedas, in the Sanatana Dharma, and so many other traditions that have sprung out of this. We find such wisdom in Buddhism, for instance, in Jainism, Sikhism. There's so many different schools of thought out there, and Taoism, as we've been talking about as well. So it's one of the names of Krishna, who is one of the incarnations of Vishnu, which is thought of as the preserver, but also what we have gotten is the creator of this particular universe. And so as an avatar, you know, Krishna is one way in which the creator can relate to the creation and have a life alongside the creation. But in reality also, again, source, you know, the ultimate source of everything, that one consciousness that resides in all of us, as we are ultimately one consciousness experiencing creation in every possible way. But Krishna is a manifestation of the creator of this universe in a very playful manner, but at the same time can be very sober. And so when we look to the Mahabharata and that famous lecture, unveiling a wisdom that he gives Arjuna, in which he says to Arjuna, don't you know that you have lived so many different lives? You can't, the real you cannot be destroyed by an arrow, or can't be destroyed by fire, can't be destroyed, period. You always are. And that's the difference between me and you, Arjuna. That's basically how he puts it. He talks about the Atman, that part of us that is eternal. And that is the state of consciousness that resides in every being, whether it's, you know, a cow, a sheep, a fish, a goat, a flower. Consciousness itself is eternal.
Even a blade of grass, you know, the trees, everything comes here to experience consciousness just as you are. And I know that might be hard to understand, because you look at grass and it's just there, it's just growing out of the ground. How could it feel like I feel? But believe me, everything is here, feeling as you are, here having an experience with you. And many times when that hits home, really, really hits home, the gratitude for everything that is growing around you, the life that abounds all around you, coming here to be with you for this experience of being. It's really quite amazing when these realizations start to hit you and you understand consciousness is. And it's not something that is different for you than for me. No, we are all here experiencing the same thing. Even fruit, blades of grass, trees, we're all here, and we're all in our place. We're all understanding what is going on. We are all feeling the idea of being alive here on the planet.
Absolutely. And so you might be familiar with the idea of reincarnation, but what we're talking about is really transmigration of the soul. And so the soul starts off in a very simple manner and progressively evolves into more and more complexity, and taking upon itself more knowledge, more wisdom, and also greater responsibilities. So ultimately, when we talk about beings like Lakshmi, Parvati, Sarasvati, and beings such as Krishna and Rama and even Vishnu or Shiva, again, these are beings that are so far ahead of us in their wisdom and knowledge, yet they all take the same path. We all take the same path. In that general, grander scheme of things. We can take divergent paths. Some of us may basically take 5,000 lives to get to a point somebody else might take 157. Again, every single one of us is unique and supposed to be unique. Supposed to be. That's the whole purpose, because ultimately we're all source experiencing source's creation. So when we do a prayer like this in the morning, a mantra like this will invoke those energies of these beings into our lives. You're asking for them. Give me your energy. Give me your power. Give me your wisdom. Show me the way. Show me how you would do it. Lead me. Guide me. You're still doing the work, but they're there to help give you little glimpses of intuitive knowing, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. And they're definitely not going to do it for you. That's one thing that they don't go there. Absolutely not. But when you start to open your heart to these beings, they do speak to you in different ways. Sometimes it's through music, sometimes it's through other people, and you might start bumping into all these coincidences, and you start to wonder, hey, is that being talking to me, giving me some guidance? And yes, it absolutely is.
Again, so you will find that there's more than one version. There might be a word or two that's a little different. Some of its dialect involved, and others it's the same basic mantra or prayer coming from a couple different locations and perhaps different books. One of the things that I've been going through lately is some of the smaller books and scriptures, as there's so much to cover in this tradition. It's not like, per se, okay, here is the book. Now that's it. You got it. Just study it. No, there's this book and that book and this book and that book and another book and another book and another and another. There's this tradition, that tradition. It goes on forever. You'll never read all these scriptures. You'll never get them all down. There's just too many of them. So again, the words are Karagre, Vasate, Karagre, Vasate, and then Lakshmi. Lakshmi, again, goddess of abundance. Karamade, Sarasvati, that's the goddess of wisdom. Karamule, to Govinda. Prabhate, Karadarshanam. So again, Karagre, Vasate, Lakshmi, Karamade, Sarasvati, Karamule, to Govinda, Prabhate, Karadarshanam. Now, I'll give this first and foremost for you guys to listen to so we don't get a copyright strike or anything. I won't play it, but there's an hour here that you could listen to it, and honestly, I could keep it going for an hour and still love it as much one full hour in as the first minute. It is so beautiful. So what you are asking for basically is wisdom, energy, power, and the ability to manifest all the positive things in your life so you could live your life up to the highest possibility.
And this one was so strong. I had a really hard time getting through it. I mean, it really brought about a lot of tears. And when the tears are coming up, that's an idea that the blocks are being removed, that your body, your energy body, is shifting and torquing to the way it needs to be and moving those emotions up and out that were put into place through certain traumas. We have to make that right. And if we went through traumas and we didn't feel the emotions to match those traumas, that's going to split our energy and we actually lose our energy. So there's something to that about removing blocks and taking blocks out, and then you want to repattern it. And this is part of that repatterning. And go really slow, just write down a few of these words at a time and give yourself a day, give yourself 2 days, give yourself a week. And then write down another couple words and just go through it so slow, because no, it's not easy, but boy, it's rewarding.
Absolutely. As you see here, Vishnu and Lakshmi together, smiling, and they have all their symbolic things with them. As you see a little angelic being over there paying homage. These two little angels. Again, if you want to say it with me this time. Let's say it together. Do you want to say it too?
Oh, let's go.
Okay. So we'll do it slowly and we'll go all the way through. So say it with us this time.
Okay.
Karagre, Vasate, Lakshmi, Karamade, Sarasvati, Karamule, to Govinda, Prahabate, Kardarshanam. Awesome. So again, it's something traditionally done in the morning. It's a beautiful one. And it's all about bringing their energies into us so we can actually manifest like they do, and manifest to such a high degree of perfection as these beings can manifest.
Mm-hmm. And we just had a nice channeling with Lakshmi. It's up on EEARTS, but it was really beautiful. Her essence coming in and wanting to talk about the change in energies and what things are going to look like in the future, and what she has seen through her cycles of times, from the dark Kali Yugas into the golden ages. She gets to watch things change, and she can talk to us about that. So that's a really nice channeling.
Yeah, and I think I've shared with you guys before too. Nothing against the other traditions, but the energy and the effect when you get involved in this is just, it's almost immediate. At least it's been that way for me. It's just now whenever I do mantras, boom, I feel their energy, or boom, I see them. I see their energy patterns in the room with me. And I know that they're there. And that's something that's been so tangible. I remember when I was in my early 20s doing a little prayer meditation session and then openly asking for a sign. And it was like midnight. And then there's a knock on the door. It was like, what? What's that knocking on the door at midnight? So, I went out of the bedroom where I was doing my meditation, go open up the door, there's a cat there. The cat looks at me, meows, and leaves. Never saw it again, never saw it before. I took that to be a sign. And that's exactly how these things work. We've been doing mantras in New Mexico where you don't see anything around, and then all of a sudden, we had thousands of birds descend upon the cabin we were in. Thousands. They all came around and they were just hanging by the windows. It was the goddesses sending us a message that they hear us, and they will do that because again, as you look to the bottom here, you see Lakshmi, Sarasvati, you see Parvati, but you also see her depicted with all these arms, which is really Durga. And Durga is, according to tradition, Durga looks just like Parvati, but Durga is all the goddesses. It's the energy of all the goddesses in one, because again, all gods are one god, all goddesses are one god, all goddesses are one goddess, and ultimately all consciousness is one consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And then, of course, the divine feminine side of things is nature. It's the material universe, as we were talking to in regards with the Shiva and the Shakti aspect, which we'll do a separate video on that going forward in the future. So we hope you guys found this interesting. As always, we want to thank you for your support on Ko-Fi, also on Patreon. And please make sure you're subscribed to all 3 channels. And check out Medicinal Foods. Use coupon code EEA. There's a link on every video. Again, there's a little arrow. When you go into description, you click that little arrow down, then a whole bunch of stuff pops up. The link to Medicinal Foods is there. And also the link to Indigo and Ether, which is our dear sister Alicia. She's in Omaha, Nebraska, and she is also a Reiki practitioner, and she makes all these beautiful things, and Cindy adores her candles. We have them all over the house.
And I gotta tell you, the candles, I mean, the energy, she puts a lot of really good energy in this stuff. And then she did tell me right now, if you order $35 or more, it is free shipping. So we're real excited about that, and stuff very, very, very worth having in your home.
Absolutely. We do have the stone chimes as well. That was up in the bedroom.
And those are really cute, because when I hung them up, I realized that the elementals see them as little lights, and they will come see them.
And we do have our soaps too. There's 3 of those in the bathroom.
Yes, they're awesome.
As always, guys, we love you. Much love. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.